Deep in the heart of the Guatemalan jungle lies one of the ancient world's greatest cities, Tikal. Today, the jungle has reclaimed much of it, but step inside and you can still feel the scale, the mystery, and the stories carved into every stone. August 2021. The world was still in the grip of the pandemic. Travelling through Central America wasn't simple. Borders, restrictions, uncertainty, they all took a little more thought than they used to.
Such a big site. When we were in Yucatan, we really wanted to see Chichen Itza, but everyone we knew who went to see it said it was really overpriced and a bit of a letdown, didn't they?
And small. I think it's just one pyramid.
Considering it's one of the modern seven wonders of the world.
Well, that's what you pay for, is like the label, I think.
Whereas Tikal,
that's where we are right now, not the other place.
Whereas Tikal has had many good reviews.
It's supposed to be the most important Mayan civilization in Central America.
Yeah. It's only an hour away from the town of Flores, so it's worth checking out, I reckon.
It's cheaper, I think, than Chichen Itza.
Yeah.
So, sounds like a good win.
The moment you leave the entrance and start walking in, the modern world fades behind you, and you're left with nothing but dense rainforest, ancient stone, and the feeling that you're stumbling upon something that time forgot.
To our Mayan pyramid experience.
Mayan chewing gum, because that's what you need.
See what it's like. Pretty good.
As you move deeper along the trail, the noises from the outside world disappear behind you. It's gradual at first. The noise of the road, the memories of travel, even a sense of time itself gradually disappears. Deep inside Tikal, the rainforest isn't just a backdrop, it's a main character. Giant roots twisting across the path, the air thick and alive, every step landing on the ground that feels untouched for centuries. It's a strange type of quiet here. Not silence, but something deeper. Birds calling high up in the canopy, distant movement in the trees. The crunch of footsteps on old stone hidden by old leaves and moss. And with every step, the feeling grows that you're not really discovering Tikal, but you're being absorbed into it. The temples don't reveal themselves all at once. They emerge slowly, almost deliberately, as if the jungle is deciding if you're ready to see them. Massive stone forms rising above the canopy, built by hand over 1,000 years ago, now half swallowed by roots and vines. You start to realise just how deep this city runs beneath your feet. How much of it here is still hidden, still locked away under the forest. And standing there, looking up at these structures breaking through the green, there's this strange contrast. Ancient civilization and untouched wilderness sharing the same space, not competing, just existing together like neither has ever fully let go of the other. Something about this place pulls you out of the present. It's not just the scale of it, or the age, it's the feeling that you've stepped into something far older than anything you can properly relate to. and for a brief moment you lose yourself in it. Not in a way that feels scary, but in a way that feels strangely natural, like the modern world is the thing that doesn't quite fit here. Today, Tikal receives roughly 400,000 visitors a year, spread across an entire landscape that once held one of the most powerful cities in the Maya world. On some days, only a few thousand people are inside the park at any one time, and once you step off the main paths, it doesn't take long before you feel completely alone again, surrounded by jungle, stone, and silence that's been building for centuries. It's hard to explain, but it doesn't feel like visiting ruins. It feels like you've temporarily stepped into something that was never really meant to be left behind.
What's cool about Tikal is that you actually get to climb up to the pyramids, which you don't really get to do normally. It's just a bit tiring.
Hot.
We'll get there.
Better in a minute. High. And very hot.
We were doing so well.
We made it 4.5 hours, so we pretty much saw everything before.
A guy came over and said, we found your cats in your camper van and you need to leave the park immediately, otherwise we're going to remove your camper.
Whoopsie!
So it kind of worked.
Yeah.
We saw the best bits.
And it's not like you have much choice with cats. So